Alright, how's it going, everybody? This is RussRebrands, and I'm going to be doing my first scouting report of 2KLeague prospects of Combine Scouting. The first one here is going to be SwishBanks, and the plan that I have laid out sort of is that if it's a close game, I'm going to be doing the second half of these games, and if it's kind of a blowout in a lot of the games I see, I'll do the first half, or just like, you know, the first quarter, fourth quarter, something like that. But the plan is to do the second half of the fourth quarter, because that's where, you know, decisions become a lot more critical. You have to focus in. Every decision and every mistake is magnified. So that's kind of the plan. If anybody missed my tweets, all you have to do to get a scouting report right now is follow me on Twitter and then just reply to tweets. I'll ask, hey, tag me in any streams. I'll be doing scouting, and I'll just try to pick some people at random. For this one, again, I'm just going to pick a game at random. The goal is, you know, maybe, hopefully I won't find your best game, I won't find your worst game, just, you know, an average game for you. So then I can kind of get a feel of where you're at as a player. With all that being said, I'm just going to hop in. This is, of course, SwishBanks, and this is his second half. Now, right off the bat, I would like to say something that was kind of wrong with his stream, and I don't know if it was like this in-game or if it's just kind of the stream that's messed it up. It's very hard to hear him. Like, he's very quiet, and it may have been much better in-game. It may just be an issue with the stream and the mic, but, you know, as noted, I know it was 2 a.m., so people were probably trying to be quiet. Other people were sleeping. But that's just something to note. Make sure your teammates can hear you. He was talking quite a bit during this game, much more than his other teammates. That's always very good. Being vocal is important. See, great pick and roll defense there. He shows, but then he's able to get back, try to get in the way of the oop. Couldn't quite get in position, so that's a little bit of a mistake, but he had absolutely the right idea to try to stop the oopie. It looks like he hit X to try to stop it. There you see trying to space the floor, sitting at the mid-range. Also very smart teammate. He takes the step-back jumper. Not a terrible shot there, but they still had a lot of time. They probably could have tried to find a better one. See a pull-up jumper. That's going to be off. Now, that's a shot that's very often going to be a long rebound. So that's kind of a mistake there. I'm going to pause here and just kind of go back a little bit. Those long threes, those pull-up threes, 9 times out of 10 are going to be long rebounds. So you see, even though he was the first one down here, he was in poor position to try to get it, and he was way too far under the rim. So something to take note of, try to be aware of. Those are going to be long ones. And additionally, he did go over to box out. It looks like maybe that was the small forward or power forward. Ideally, though, that center is going to be a glass cleaner. You want to try to find him, and because he wasn't found, nobody was able to get a body on him. He just kind of ran right up and grabbed the board and then kicked out again. So just the thing to note there, long shots are going to be long rebounds, and try to find the glass cleaner on the board. It's not a terrible play by him, you know, that's just kind of tough, but just something to think about in the future. Here you see another shot. He wasn't able to get the box out animation, unfortunately, but his teammate does grab the board. Swish doing a good job of spacing the floor. It seems like, I don't know what his build is. I'm assuming it's a glass. Alright, I did go back and check. He is a pure glass cleaner, so he should be setting a few more screens. He's doing a good job of just trying to space a little bit, but that's something, the way that he's playing, you would think he's maybe like a pure athletic or something, you know, or a rebounding slasher or something like that, because he's getting in position to finish the ball around the rim. But as a glass, you know, with that brick wall, you want to be trying to get your teammates open, whether on-ball or off-ball screens. So that's something you should be trying to do. Here you see post defense. That was pretty good there. Forces the center to kick out. Good defense on the screen there to show the corner guy. That was bad defense by him. That's not really Swish's fault by any means. He can't do anything about that. See, they're going to pass the corner. That's a bad shot there. Swish able to get the board. We'll see. It looks like that pass was tipped. I don't know if he RB-LB'd. I didn't see the icons come up. That's something you're likely going to want to do many times unless you see specifically who's running before it turns around. But the RB-LB is often going to be able to get that ball down there as fast as possible, get the fast break going. See, they're going to try the wrap there. Swish touches him on the screen. He had an open roll, didn't take it. That's kind of, you know, he should have rolled there, but again, not a terrible play. That was more on the teammate for taking a bad shot. Now, he could have easily picked that pass off. That's a very readable one. That's one he was in position to steal there. He doesn't help on the screen. The teammate gets the open look there. So, 2 things to note right there. 1, he didn't pick off the pass to the center. That's something, as a very top-tier player, you have to be aware of. You have to be able to get in those lanes. He was in position to steal that one. If he hit X, he could have at least tipped it. So that was kind of a poor play there. And then on the off-ball screen, excuse me, on the on-ball screen in the corner, he didn't help the teammate, and the guy was able to get open for the mid-range. So that was a bad play there. So not a great possession by Swish defensively right there. Now it seems like the point guard's running into the corner, which is always a terrible idea. Swish going to try to set the screen here. The roll is wide open. There we go. He takes it, and the teammate passes it to him. He gets to finish at the rim. Nice play there. That was smart to take the roll, kind of read the play a little bit better than we've seen in the rest of this second half.
Watch that top. Watch that top.
Now there's a guy wide open at the top. Swish does a great job of selling out. Obviously, his guy gets the board. He does get back and play defense, and that, all in all, was a perfect possession by him as far as I can see. The guy was wide open to the top. First of all, he calls it out. Very smart play there. He saw nobody's rotating, nobody's doing anything, even after he called it out multiple times. So then he runs up there, right as the pass is getting there, he jumps at the shot. Great play there by him to get back and contest the shot. And then the shot's missed. He tries to go down for board. He couldn't get it, obviously, because the guy's a grand badge, so not a lot you can do there. But then he contests the shot also. Contests the putback, so it's not an easy one. All in all, phenomenal play there. Great defensive reads. That was a very high IQ play right there. All in all, you know, he's doing a pretty good job of setting screens now, much better than we saw earlier in this half, and kind of creating space for his teammates there. He tries to sell. He does the little turbo steal animation. Not a bad play. You'll often be able to get steals off of that, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to get that one. Luckily, though, he wasn't punished. The guy didn't hit the open man. He made the wrong pass. But that's a very risky play because you could very easily get punished. Here you see he gets put out of position, tries to do what he can. He right sticks, then jumps at the end. That's a play, though, where you have to try to get yourself in better position earlier because once he's kind of stuck like that, he did what he could, but that's a pretty easy layup. Now we're going to have him try to set. I don't really know what was happening here. Let me rewind a little bit. He comes up to set a screen. It looks like maybe for the point guard coming around, I guess, but he was in poor position to do that. Maybe for the wrapping man, but the guy wasn't wrapping. All in all, I don't know if that was because, you know, maybe he thought he was going to wrap and he didn't, but not a great play there, not great spacing as you had three people all on that left wing. Just got to be a little more conscious. Probably roll to the rim right there, even if it's not open, just to create some space on the floor. So he's going to get it back to the slashing man there, not able to do anything. He's going to force it back to Swish. Swish now going to try to post up for a second. Tries the drop step. It's not there. Good kickback. And you can see that was a poor... Let me pause this. That was a very bad play. When you see that the guy gets past his man, the point guard gets past, now that center has to make a choice. He either has to guard you inside or guard the mid-range. But by Swish coming up to set that screen, the center was able to guard both of them and allow the opposing team's point guard, the blue team's point guard, get back and play defense. That was a bad play. That's one where you got a little too anxious, maybe caught, you know, in a rhythm a little bit of constantly setting the screen. That's one where he has to stay put down low and force that center to make a choice. So bad play there by him. Now you have the fast break. They're going to go down and miss. Swish caught on the box out, though. Couldn't do anything this time. Tries to box out, but that one does go in. And when you're being boxed out, you have to use that right stick. Make a move, either left, right, down, something, to try to create space. As he switched trying to set the screen there. But let me just pause this and talk about the box out mechanics. For those of you who don't know, there's been a big change in boxing out this year. When you're being boxed out and when you're doing the boxing out, both sides, it's like the cornerback matchups on Madden squads, if you ever played that. Basically, if you're being boxed out, you can move your right stick left, right, down, any direction, and your guy will try to perform a swim move to get around him. As the guy who's boxing out, you have to try to counter that by moving the stick in the same direction, you know, to counter him. So that's something I've seen a lot of people don't know. If you're being boxed out, do that. Try to get around the man. Try to get yourself, you know, open into the rim. Don't just sit there and allow yourself to be boxed out and then start mashing Y or triangle when the shot goes up. So you're going to go back in, see a foul there, which is going to be free throws. We'll skip past this a little bit. All right, back in the game now on defense once again. And have Swish. This is really analyzing his pick and roll defense more than anything. You see him trying to help the screener. Now watching the cut. Good defense there. And they are able to get the steal once again. Good defense by Swish to go down and watch that cut. That's something you don't see a lot of people do unless they, you know, have some IQ or a smarter player. He picks up the foul there. That wasn't a bad foul, though. They did have a foul to give, so, you know, not the biggest deal. And you can often get a steal, but you have to be conscious. You have to make sure you reach when the ball's on your side. That time he reached across the body, which isn't a great play there. You see he got the box out, which is all you can do as a center. The guy happened to make the shot because it was open, but, you know, as a center, he did his part to get the box out. All right, now, again, he's trying to set the screen. It looks like for the off-ball wrap or something. setting the screen once again now. The pass is going to be tipped again, and that's one of those times you saw 3 people up top. 3 people standing right at the top of the key. Very poor spacing. That's another one where you might just want to dive down. Even if, you know, it's not open, even if you get bumped on the way down, create some space. Force that center to follow you down into the paint as opposed to just standing up there and guarding them. So that's another one. That's not a great idea to screen when you have 3 people at the top. Now back on defense, only 5 seconds here. We'll see what they do. He's going to pass it across the corner. The guy gets open. Swish jumps at it to tip the pass. Nice play there. Good awareness to stop the shot, knowing that there's not enough time to make another pass, so he jumps at it. Smart play there. He was able to get the tip pass. Now we'll see, again, just pause this for a second. They have 4 people up top. You can count them 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 guy in the corner. This is a time, again, Swish needs to dive down. We'll see what he does here in a second. He needs to go down into the paint or go to the, you know, the left corner, the left mid-range, short corner, something. But you cannot sit up there and set a screen with 4 people up top. Okay, so he does kind of go down to the elbow. That's a smart play there. And then it looks like he's going to set the off-ball screen for the guy in the corner there. So not a bad play. Try to create some space. Again, 4 people up top. We'll see what he does here. He's going to set the screen on the left hash. Now he's backing out. That's a little too deep of a shot for a glass cleaner to hit more often than not. So, you know, you might want to sit more at free throw line, but his teammate was plucked regardless, so not that big of a deal. Top of the key, but the point guard or whoever this is made the wrong pass. He gets plucked away now. And the guy is able to save it. Looked like he was going to run out of bounds. Nice play there by Swish, knowing that center is going to be trying to force it down the court, trying to get the break going. Swish hits the X button, gets the steal. Great play there by him. Now he's going to go down low. Nice read, nice play there by him on the pick and roll. Diving, that's what I've been talking about all game. You got to dive when you see that it's open or, you know, even just to create space. That was a very nice play by him to dive into the paint, get the open look there.
Hey, remember everybody, try not to hold turbo on defense. Using nasty animation.
Again, playing high on this pick and roll, trying to guard the guy coming up, playing in the passing lane. Nice work there. Kind of guarding a whole bunch of people, staying in the lanes. Very smart play. He's got his hands up here, pushes the center out of the paint. Nice work there. Helps on this screen. Great shot contest. This is a phenomenal defensive possession. Oh, except for that right there. That was, you know, the worst part by far. He did a phenomenal job leading up to that. We'll run it back here for a second. You can see that the position you're in, there's no way that whoever that is, the small forward, we'll say, is going to get around you. You're stuck. He's stuck in between you and the center. There's no way he's getting to that guy. So Swish should have tried to get to that guy a little quicker, but, you know, that's such a split-second thing. Not the biggest deal, but he played great defense the whole possession leading up to that. You see the sharp has his grand badge, so Swish should probably try to play a little bit higher on that corner screen, but luckily the shooting guard was able to get back and stop it. Good defense there by Swish at the rim, and then good board and throwing it down on the break. Nice play all around. You see it's a 1-point game now. Team has all the way come back, so we'll see if they can finish this off and win this game. Again, that sharp grand badge, you got to watch for off-ball screens and wraps and stuff. Swish has to be aware, try to play high on those. He's in danger of getting a 3 in the key right now. See if he does. I cannot believe he didn't get one there. He did not touch anybody. He didn't seem close enough to anybody to not get one. Luckily, though, he did not. So good luck, I guess, there. It seems like he definitely should have. Good interior defense and positioning there, right sticking him, and he is able to get the board on 2 people, throws it down, looked like an RBLB, so smart play there, and then the one-hand dunk. They finally take the lead, 2 minutes left here, see what they can do with it. Now we'll see, he's going to take that mid-range. You can tell that it's off. That was poor positioning right there. You could tell that it was off, but he got caught mashing Y. Especially when you have that takeover, you got to try to get yourself in position before you just start hitting the Y button. Skip ahead here, yep, and that is it. So overall, here would be the main things that I would say about Swish. His awareness seems very good. His IQ, his court awareness, you know, his general awareness just as a player seems pretty good. But on offense, he can sort of get caught in a routine and just repeatedly setting his screens as opposed to rolling in the paint when he should, or, you know, sitting at mid-range when he should. He did do that a few times, but I want to see that more. I want to see him, you know, create more space for his teammates, not get caught in this routine of always setting screens when it's not needed. The other thing is, and I know it was 2 a.m., so I'm not knocking on too much, but just something to be aware of. Talk a little more, be a little more of a leader, because at that center position, obviously point guard is very important, but center is also extremely important in making sure that you can lead the team offensively and defensively with your screens and everything with off balls. So make sure you talk a little bit more. That's something I always look for in players, I would say. And other than that, there were a few defensive mishaps where he was caught in the wrong position. Not helping on screens. Overall, he did a very good job, I think, of playing pick and roll defense, but there were some times where he didn't help on the screen as much as he should have. Didn't seem to have any trust in his teammates at some points. And then finally, I would say that rebounding, there were several times where he was caught out of position or just getting boxed out. That's something as a glass cleaner especially, you can't be getting boxed out like that, and you have to make sure that you know how to get around it, try to get space, try to crash at the right times. Overall, though, this was a very good game by him. He made a lot of the right plays, especially on pick and roll. Just kind of nitpicking and stuff, I'm going to be very critical on a lot of these just because, I think it's better to have someone who's extremely critical, know all of your mistakes. That way you can try to improve. I'm not going to be nice in these, but overall, though, I would say Swish played very well in this. He made a lot of the right reads on pick and roll. He made a lot of just right decisions in general. So this was a very, very good game by him. I don't know if this, was his best game, worst game, whatever, but just a game at random, I think. I'm very impressed. I think he played very well. So good work there, Swish, and I will see you guys next time.